Ethan Ward's breath came in shallow gasps. The metallic taste of burnt circuits and ozone filled his mouth as he crawled across the rocky terrain. His spacesuit's lights flickered weakly, warning him that the oxygen levels were critically low. The alien moon around him stretched endlessly. A barren wasteland of jagged rock formations and towering cliffs, bathed in the cold glow of a distant gas giant. The shuttle had failed hours ago, spiraling out of control before smashing into the rocky surface. He had survived the crash. Barely. But now, he was trapped. Each step felt heavier than the last. He fell once, then twice, scraping his hands against sharp stones. Pain shot up his arms, but even that was secondary to the urgent need for air. "This can't be it," Ethan whispered to himself, his voice shaking. "I'm not dying here." He pressed his palm against his chest, trying to slow his heartbeat. He closed his eyes and thought about home, Earth. He thought of his parents, his little sister, and the warmth of sunlight on a summer morning. A single tear escaped his helmet, freezing instantly against the inner glass. Then, through the darkness, he saw it. A light, radiant and golden, piercing the alien sky like a falling star. It grew larger and brighter with every second, illuminating the jagged cliffs and casting his long shadow across the barren ground. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. No shuttle engine, no atmospheric reflection, nothing man-made. This was something else. Ethan struggled to stand, but his legs buckled. He felt himself slipping into unconsciousness. He whispered, barely audible, "Please. Someone. Anyone." The light stopped just above him. A figure descended, radiant and majestic. It hovered silently for a moment, and then Ethan realized he was looking at a goddess. Her skin shimmered like liquid gold, and her eyes glowed with warmth and light that seemed to pierce straight into his soul. She had long, flowing hair that moved as if alive, even without wind. Her presence was overwhelming, yet strangely comforting. Ethan's voice caught in his throat. Who are you?" The being spoke, her voice soft but powerful, echoing inside his mind, as if she could communicate without sound. "I am Seraphis. I have seen your life flicker like a candle in the wind. You are not ready to die, human." Ethan gasped, too weak to respond. He could only stare as she slowly descended closer, her glowing hands reaching toward him. He felt a warmth unlike anything he had ever felt before. She wrapped her arms around him, and suddenly the pain, the fear, and the cold dissolved into a comforting energy that filled his body. "Breathe," she said. Her voice was a melody, calming and protective. "I will not let you die." Ethan's lungs felt strange, as if they were filling with fresh, pure air. He coughed and struggled to comprehend what was happening. This being, this goddess, was saving him. How could such a thing exist? How could she care for a human like him? You're real," Ethan whispered, his voice trembling. "I am," she replied. "But your life is in danger." Before he could respond, Ethan felt his legs grow stronger. He stood, though unsteadily, leaning heavily on her glowing arms. She lifted him effortlessly, carrying him across the rocky terrain. As they moved, Ethan noticed strange structures emerging from the ground. Tall, crystalline towers that seemed ancient, almost forgotten by time. They pulsed faintly with energy. Where are we going?" he asked. "To a sanctuary," she said. "A place where you can heal, and where the danger cannot reach you. But you must hold still. Your body is fragile." Ethan nodded weakly, still too stunned to fully speak. As they moved, he realized he could feel her energy coursing through him, not just keeping him alive, but restoring strength he hadn't felt in hours. Every movement felt lighter, and for the first time since the crash, he felt hope. The sanctuary was unlike anything Ethan could imagine. The walls were smooth, glowing with soft golden light. Crystals floated in midair, rotating slowly and emitting gentle hums. The floor beneath him seemed alive, reacting to his presence as he stepped. Strange symbols glimmered on the walls, shifting and changing, as though the structure itself were alive. Seraphis set him down gently on a smooth platform. Ethan collapsed onto it, exhausted, unable to stand any longer. He looked around in awe. This isn't possible," he murmured. "You think it is impossible because your world is limited," Seraphis said. She knelt beside him, placing a glowing hand over his chest. "But there is more to the universe than you know. I am one of the Celestials, guardians of life and balance. My kind once protected the galaxy, long before humans arrived among the stars." Ethan tried to sit up, but his strength was not enough. "Celestials? Guardians? You saved me? Why?" She smiled, a gentle warmth spreading from her eyes. "Because you have a spark that cannot be extinguished so easily. Humans, your species is fragile, yes, but there is a resilience in you that even we sometimes forget. It called to me. You were about to die, and I could not allow that." Ethan's mind raced. "I don't understand. I'm just one human." "And yet," she said softly, "even one human can matter. Your life is not insignificant." For a long moment, neither spoke. The only sounds were the soft hum of the sanctuary and the faint pulse of the glowing crystals. Ethan's heart was still racing, but now it was filled with wonder instead of fear. Then Seraphis rose, stretching her arms skyward. "The sanctuary is not entirely safe. There is a force awakening nearby, one that threatens life itself. I sensed its approach as I came to you. It is powerful, older than the stars themselves." Ethan's eyes widened. "Older than the stars? What do you mean?" "There are things in this universe beyond your comprehension," she said. "Beings, machines, and energies that existed before your sun. One such force stirs now, and it is drawn to life. That includes you, human." Ethan swallowed hard. Fear returned, stronger than before. "So, I'm still in danger?" "Yes," Seraphis replied. "But not if you trust me. You are alive because you have courage, and because I chose to intervene. Together, we may face what comes next." Ethan looked at her, awe mixing with disbelief. I don't know if I can. I'm not strong enough." "One." She smiled again, brushing a glowing strand of hair from her face. "Strength is not just in muscles or technology. It is in the heart, the mind, the will to keep moving when all hope seems lost. You have that, human." Ethan closed his eyes, letting her words sink in. His body ached, his mind raced, but a small flame of determination ignited inside him. He was alive. He had been saved by a goddess. And now, he had a chance to do something incredible. He opened his eyes and looked at her. "Okay," he said, his voice firmer. "If you'll guide me, I'll try. I want to help." Seraphis extended her hand, and Ethan took it without hesitation. "Good," she said. "Your journey begins now. There is much to learn, human, and time is short." Together, they moved deeper into the sanctuary. The glowing walls pulsed, as if recognizing Ethan's presence. Strange symbols floated before him, and he instinctively reached out to touch one. Instantly, it responded, revealing a holographic map of the moon and the surrounding space. Seraphis pointed to a distant point, glowing red on the map. "That is where the danger is coming from." an ancient force that consumes energy and life. It has awakened after centuries of dormancy. We must prepare, if we are to survive. Ethan studied the map, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. Despite his fear, he could not deny the excitement that coursed through him. This was more than survival. This was a chance to be part of something larger than himself, something heroic. He looked at Seraphis. Then we start preparing. Tell me what I need to do. She nodded, her glowing eyes filled with approval. First, you must regain your strength. Then, I will teach you what you must know about the forces at play. You will be ready when the time comes. But remember, human, courage alone may not be enough. You must trust, not just yourself, but also the bond we share. Ethan nodded, feeling a strange warmth in his chest. He didn't fully understand the bond she spoke of, but he knew he trusted her. And if she believed in him, perhaps he could believe in himself too. For the first time since the crash, Ethan felt a flicker of hope that would not be snuffed out. As he lay on the glowing platform, Seraphis's radiant form beside him, he whispered to himself, "I won't die. Not yet. Not now. Not while she's here." And somewhere in the deep reaches of space, the stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter, as if acknowledging the courage of a single human saved by a goddess and ready to face the unknown. Part 2. The Sanctuary of the Forgotten Goddess. Ethan woke slowly. The first thing he noticed was the gentle warmth surrounding him, like sunlight on a spring morning. His body felt lighter than it had since the shuttle crash. The ache in his arms and legs was gone. He sat up and looked around the sanctuary. The glowing walls, floating crystals, and soft golden light seemed almost alive. He could hear a soft hum, like a heartbeat, resonating through the floor. Seraphis was kneeling nearby, her eyes glowing softly as she watched him. "You slept longer than I expected," she said, her voice calm and soothing. "Your body needed rest. The energy I gave you stabilized your cells and healed the worst of your injuries." Ethan rubbed his eyes, trying to take in everything. I feel strong. Better than I have in days," he said, still amazed. "I don't understand. How is this possible?" Seraphis smiled. "It is possible because you are alive, and I will not let you die. The life force within you is unique. Humans have a spark that is rare in the universe. It draws attention, sometimes dangerous attention. That is why I came to you." Ethan frowned, remembering her words from before. "You said something was coming. Something dangerous. What is it?" She stood and walked toward a large, glowing structure at the center of the sanctuary. It looked like a crystal tower, taller than anything Ethan had ever seen. It pulsed with golden light, and strange symbols floated around it. "Long ago, my kind, the Celestials, protected the galaxy from forces that sought to consume life. One such force is awakening now, near this moon. It is powerful, ancient, and indiscriminate. It will destroy anything in its path, unless stopped." Ethan swallowed hard. "And you think I can help stop it?" Seraphis turned to him, her glowing eyes serious. "I do not expect you to be a warrior in the way my kind is. But humans have a courage and creativity that even the Celestials sometimes lack. I saved you because you have this spark. That spark may be the key to surviving what is coming." Ethan's chest tightened. He had never felt so small, and yet so important at the same time. I don't know if I can do it," he admitted. "You will not do it alone," Seraphis replied. "I will guide you. You will learn what you need to know. But first, you must understand my world and the powers that exist beyond your comprehension." Ethan nodded, trying to calm his racing thoughts. "Okay, I'm ready to learn." Seraphis led him deeper into the sanctuary. The air shimmered with energy, and the symbols on the walls seemed to shift as they passed. "This sanctuary was built centuries ago," she explained. "It is one of the few places where my kind's technology still functions. Here, you can recover, learn, and prepare. Outside, the danger is already approaching." Ethan looked at the glowing towers and floating crystals, feeling both awe and confusion. "I've never seen anything like this," he said. "It is not meant for your kind to see," Scifi said. "The Celestials withdrew from the galaxy long ago. Most life would not understand our presence. But now, I chose to intervene for you. That is unusual, even for me." They reached a room filled with hovering orbs of light. When Ethan stepped inside, the orbs surrounded him, illuminating every corner. Scifi gestured toward a large crystal console. "This is the core of knowledge. It contains the records of my people. Everything from science to history, from energy manipulation to cosmic navigation. You will begin your training here." Ethan hesitated. "Training? I'm just a human. I don't know anything about cosmic forces or celestial technology." "You will learn," she said firmly. "The first lesson is understanding energy, the essence of life. Every being, every star, every planet carries energy. Some beings can harness it. Some, like the threat approaching, consume it. Humans cannot naturally manipulate energy the way my kind can. But your spark allows you to see patterns in ways even we cannot. That is why you are important." She placed her glowing hands near a floating orb. The orb expanded, revealing a holographic projection of the approaching danger. It was enormous, a machine-like entity, ancient and mechanical, drifting through space toward the moon. Its surface was black and metallic, with red veins pulsing along its body like arteries. Ethan's eyes widened. What is that?" "The Void Harvester," Scifi said, her voice grave. "It was created by a civilization older than my own. Its purpose was to consume the energy of dying stars to sustain itself. But it malfunctioned centuries ago, wandering the galaxy aimlessly. Now it awakens, drawn to life. It does not care for worlds, species, or civilizations. It only consumes." Ethan felt a chill run down his spine. "Yes," she said. "It will arrive soon, and I cannot stop it alone. That is why I saved you. Your courage and perspective can make the difference." Ethan took a deep breath, trying to steady himself. What can I do?" Scifi smiled faintly. "You must observe, understand, and act. Humans think differently from Celestials. You notice patterns, possibilities, and solutions that we sometimes overlook. That is your strength. Together, we will find a way to stop it." They spent the next hours in the core of knowledge. Ethan absorbed information as quickly as he could. He learned about energy manipulation, celestial technology, and the history of the galaxy. He learned that the Celestials had once been protectors of countless worlds, but had withdrawn after conflicts with other powerful forces. He learned about the Void Harvester, its destructive past, and its potential threat to the future. Though overwhelming, Ethan found himself fascinated. His mind, trained in human curiosity and ingenuity, began to see patterns in the data. He asked questions Scifi had not considered. She watched him with quiet amazement. Humans, she realized, were unpredictable in ways that could be incredibly valuable. As the hours passed, Ethan began to regain strength and confidence. He no longer felt like a helpless survivor. He felt like someone who could make a difference. Then a sudden alarm sounded, a deep vibration that shook the sanctuary. Red lights flashed along the walls. The Void Harvester had entered the moon's gravitational field. Ethan could feel the energy shift, a low hum that vibrated through the floor and into his chest. Scifi's eyes narrowed. "It is here." The shield that protects this sanctuary is weakening. We do not have much time. Known. We do not have much time. Ethan stood, determination replacing fear. Then we act now. What do we do? Seraphis walked to a panel of glowing controls. First, we must strengthen the sanctuary's energy field. I can stabilize it partially, but I cannot do it alone. You must assist me by channeling your own spark, your human determination into the energy matrix. It will amplify the field. Ethan frowned. My determination can affect energy? In a way, Seraphis said. It is not the same as celestial energy, but it can interact with it. The bond we share allows this to happen. Trust me. He took a deep breath and placed his hands on the glowing console. He felt warmth spread through him, connecting him to the sanctuary. The hum of energy grew louder, the light brighter. He felt a strange exhilaration, as if the universe itself recognized his presence. The sanctuary shuddered as the Void Harvester drew closer. Ethan focused, sending his determination into the matrix. The energy field glowed brighter than ever. Seraphis channeled her own power, weaving it with Ethan's. Together, they created a shield strong enough to hold the Void Harvester at bay for now. Breathing heavily, Ethan looked at Seraphis. Did it work? For now, she said. The shield will not hold indefinitely. The Void Harvester is relentless. We must find another way to stop it before it reaches the surface. Ethan nodded, a fire burning in his chest. Then we find it, together. Seraphis placed a glowing hand on his shoulder. Good. You are learning quickly, human. Courage, determination, and trust. They are more powerful than you realize. Ethan smiled faintly, feeling a bond forming between them. I know, Seraphis replied. And I will not let you die. That is my promise. For the first time since the crash, Ethan felt hope, not just for survival, but for something greater. He was no longer a human alone, on a dangerous moon. He had a purpose, a partner, and a chance to face the unimaginable. Together, they would prepare for the coming storm. And somewhere beyond the stars, the Void Harvester advanced, unaware that a single human, guided by a goddess, might be the key to stopping it.